welcome to today's video where I'm testing Ohuhu versus Temu markers. Let me just say, the results, pretty cool, so I'd stick to the end. Um, so I started off with doing Ohuhu because there are so many Ohuhu markers that I was like, I think I should do this first. There's a million Ohuhu videos and testing it versus copics, and we all know Ohuhu is great, right? I mean, they're I guess the copic dupe. If and I have heard all good things about them. So I would like to get straight settled first. I am not a marker artist. I mostly work with paint. I'm not that great with markers, but these are first impressions with the Temu markers and just kind of making a piece and making two separate pieces in my sketchbook, so it's nothing crazy. And I would just like to get that out there before you take my opinions verbatim. So, first off, using the Ohuhus, I have done multiple different Ohuhu pieces before. I was going a little bit out of my comfort zone trying to make like this blurred out background, which was the main issue with this piece. I don't know how to do that with paint or with markers, so that is a complete user error. That's the reason it looks so funky in the background is completely me. It has nothing to do with the background or with the markers. I didn't really know what I was doing. Um, I'm trying. I'm not a marker artist, and even with paint, I don't really know how to do the blurred out background like you see with like portrait mode in photography. Like if you take a portrait on the iPhone, how like the background's blurred. Don't know how to do that. And I don't know how people get that effect. I don't understand it. So anyway, besides the background, let's focus on the blueberries. The colors, vibrant. But here's the issue. I don't have that many color choices. I have the 40 set, which is great. But out of that 40 set, there are only a few blue markers. So I was really fighting to find like appropriate colors because there are a bunch of different tones. I felt like I didn't have a good, I don't know. And what's worse was like the greens. The greens in the 40 set, there are only like two or three greens. So I was really, really struggling with the leaves and separating it from the background. I do end up going in with colored pencil because I could not leave my sketchbook looking a mess. I love my sketchbook and I love the pieces in my sketchbook. So that's what you see now is just marker, and I did give up on the leaves. That has nothing to do with the marker. I wish there were more colors. I feel like if there were more colors in the 40 set, that I'd be able to get the leaves how I would normally like them. So anyway, this set of 40 markers is $24.99, which makes each marker 62 cents. This set of markers is 80 markers for $11.46. I think I had a coupon, so it would typically be around $24.99 actually. But it's twice the amount of markers. So, but for the price I got it at $11.46, it was 14 cents a marker. And I had so many options of what I wanted to do. I love this blue color. Look how pretty. Oh my gosh. So, first observance between the two markers. I can definitely tell this is a little bit streakier, like when they kind of go on top of each other. The other one, like the Ohuhu makes like a nice, like more even coverage, I guess. Well, the Temu markers are kind of a bit more streaky, which for me is something minor because I never do just marker pieces. I always add pencil on top or something, so it wasn't that big of a deal to me. But that is one of the things I observed is that the Ohuhu markers do have like a better coverage without the streaky overlay lines. I don't know if it was just kind of user error and because I was using the fine tip instead of the broad point tip, but that is something I observed and noticed and wanted to just point out, and just in case you missed it. And then doing these oranges, I was fighting for my life, but it's not the marker's fault. I was so nervous because I really wanted this to turn out good because if I'm being honest, I was not happy with the blueberry piece. Once again, user error. not because of the markers. The markers were great, but I really wanted this to turn out good because I wasn't a fan, because I just didn't like the way I did the background. I wish I would have zoomed in on the blueberries more, um, and didn't have as much background space showing because of that blurred effect not really going how I wanted it to go, but user error. So with these markers, besides the streakiness, I didn't realize much of a difference. The price point, amazing, and I'm willing to sacrifice a little bit of streakiness for twice the amount of markers, because once again, I'm not a marker artist. I'm okay with that slight I don't know, just the slight issue. It's not that big of a deal to me, and I kind of like the effect that it gives. So for me, it's not an issue, but I can definitely see for other people that like hating it. Anyway, I love the way these oranges turned out, and they had so many different yellows and oranges and browns I could choose from to make this like really work and pop. So I was very happy about that because I had such a wide color range. I feel like I was able to capture them so much better and get so much more done. And I don't know. I really do feel like it is fully, the only reason I like Temu better right now is because I had a bigger color palette. And I like using a lot of different colors. I like having the option to um, sort of blend between a bunch of different colors. So that is the only reason I like Temu more, is because for the same price, I was able to get twice the amount of markers. But the quality standpoint, I think they're pretty even besides the streakiness. It's just really nice to have that many more colors for the same price, because when you're on a budget, when you're a starving artist, you kind of want like more bang for your buck, which I can sacrifice the streakiness with getting more option to blend, to go through, because one, I don't really know how to blend with markers. I don't know how y'all do that. I don't um I've seen some artists like what's her name? Drawing with waffles. How does she do that? I want to do that. How does she do that? I don't get it. So anyway, I need the marker choice because I'm not that good at blending. That's why I did the dots to kind of blend it out more evenly, because I can't, my brain doesn't wrap around the fact that you can blend, or how. And I've tried the colorist blender. I realized that it just kind of erases a little bit, but I don't get it, if we're being completely honest. So anyway, left is Ohuhu, right is Temu. I think the Temu piece came out better only because of one, composition, and two, the amount of colors I had, because I feel like if I had more colors for the blueberries and I zoomed in more and had a better composition, that they would be equal pieces. So yeah, I really don't see much of a difference besides the streakiness. So if that's a big deal to you, don't get them. If it isn't a big deal to you, hop on Temu and get those touch markers because they are so good. Also, yes, this is $9 artist tape and it rips up everything. 0 out of 10, don't recommend. I got it from Michaels. It sucks. But yeah, I do really like these markers, and they've actually been my go-to. I do notice on watercolor paper they do bleed more, so just don't use them on watercolor paper. But once again, they're not meant for watercolor paper, they're meant for marker paper, but I don't have marker paper. So yeah, they bleed a lot on the watercolor paper. Yeah, but here's the two pieces side by side, and I really like them, and then I signed them. And I did one with cursive, but then I realized I suck at cursive, so I just signed my other one normal. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you have a really nice day. Thank you so much for watching this, and I hope it was at least semi-informative, because I know I kind of just gave the same info over and over. Goodbye!